Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window, and things are beginning to change out there, and that started early this afternoon. We did see plenty of sunshine at times this morning into early afternoon, but by midday things really started to cloud up, and look at this beautiful shot from the Wenatchee Heights area in our cross camera, courtesy of Sky-Fi, and thank you for that. What a great shot of the Wenatchee Valley. You can see those dark clouds. They moved in this afternoon. Now lots of cloudiness out there, and that means, yes, another round of the wet stuff moving in. In fact, we could even see the white stuff as we move into this weekend. I think it'll mainly be mountain snow this weekend. Snow levels about 4,000 to 5,000 feet, may lower just a little bit on Saturday and maybe early next week. But if you are traveling over any of the passes in our area, that means Stevens Pass, Blewett Pass, maybe Snoqualmie Pass with a little bit of snow. Just be careful out there. Loop Pass as well up around Twisp could also see some pretty good snow. So if you are traveling, be wary that the mountain mountain passes rather could be snow covered. We'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Colville tribal member who stole more than $100,000 from a tribe-operated convenience store must serve 2 years in federal prison. The East Wenatchee City Council has decided to remain neutral in its position on ballot initiative 976, and state transportation engineers have decided to wait until next year to address traffic issues on the east side of the Senator George Seller Bridge. But first, we begin tonight. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies had to chase down a stolen truck Thursday in a pursuit down Chelan Valley highways. 28-year-old Stephen Meha allegedly stole a truck that was parked and running in a Chelan alley, sped away as the owner tried to stop him on foot, and then led deputies on a chase along Highway 97A and Navarre Cooley Road. Deputies said Meha reached speeds up to 100 miles an hour until an officer used a car to nudge the truck into a spin-out, and he had to be overpowered using a taser. He remained jailed Friday, awaiting charges. A Colville tribal member who stole more than $100,000 from a tribe-operated convenience store must serve 2 years in federal prison. Federal prosecutors say 42-year-old Chad Jeremy Monahan of Omak embezzled almost $108,000 from Tribal Trails Omak. That's a business owned by the Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation. Monahan pleaded guilty in June. It took him 3 months to accumulate the stolen money, and authorities found 4 firearms in his possession despite a past felony conviction. The East Wenatchee City Council has decided to remain neutral in its position on ballot initiative 976. This week, the council was presented with a proposed resolution in opposition to the statewide measure to limit car license tabs to $30. Anti-tax advocate Tim Iman backs that measure. The city stands to lose about $260,000 in transportation funding if the measure passes. Council member Matthew Hepner voted for the resolution.
If 976 does pass, it's going to open the Pandora's box of taxes. Where they're the legislature will be mandated to find that money somewhere. And where do we want them to go find that money? In an income tax, in a capital gains tax, in a carbon tax? I don't really want to go down that path. And I think really it's for the best interests for the constituents and, my neighborhood to support, to oppose 976.
Meanwhile, Councilmember Tim Dietering was among the majority voting against that resolution.
Regardless of how I feel about voting for or against 976, I think this is a divisive enough issue in our community that I, as a council person, need to represent the will of the people or the opinion of the people in the community. And I do not have a good feeling that everybody in the community would be for a stand against this or be against this. And as such, I don't feel that I, in good conscience, can have the city take a stand on something that is potentially divisive in the community. And while I recognize the definite benefit to the city and the funding, and I do hope that continues to some extent or in some form, I just don't feel that I, as a council person, can support this.
The resolution was defeated by a vote of 4-3. Ballots for the November 6th election were mailed out this week. State transportation engineers have decided to wait until next year to address traffic issues on the east side of the Senator George Seller Bridge. WashDOT has been assessing traffic flow patterns in the area since a new roundabout was installed earlier this year. NCWLIFe's Steve Hare is following this story.
The roundabout is currently used by traffic going northbound on Sunset Highway and from Valley Mall Parkway westbound on 5th Street. Southbound traffic uses a merged lane that requires them to yield the right-of-way to cars entering the bridge from the roundabout, and that creates a bottleneck sometimes for southbound traffic, especially during the heavy commute. DOT spokeswoman Lauren Loebsack says the plan now is to continue monitoring the traffic over the winter and then further evaluate the situation next year. One suggestion would be to shut down the westbound merge lane and instead direct all bridge traffic through that roundabout. Steve Hare, NCWLIFE News.
Coming up next, it may not please everyone, but Chelan County commissioners have adopted a new blueprint for managing recreation in the Stemilt Basin and Squilchuck areas. State School Superintendent Chris Reichdahl will visit Lewis and Clark Elementary in Wenatchee on Tuesday to observe the school's dual language program. And work will begin Monday on repairing about 650 feet of stormwater pipe on South Wenatchee Avenue that's caused 2 sinkholes. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Are you like many who are lacking in their retirement plan but are skeptical to talk to an advisor? Are you concerned about where you should put your money or who to trust? At Solomon Financial, we are more about the people we serve than policies or products. We are a fee-based fiduciary with the mission of giving you the peace of mind so you can live the retirement of your dreams. If you have any of these questions or concerns, we'd welcome you to come see us.
If you want to work in IT, here's a tip. Employers value IT certifications. 91% say they play a key role in hiring. 72% require them for certain job openings. Improve your odds of getting the job. Enroll in the Computer Networking Systems program at Charter College. In 14 months, you could earn an associate degree and 6 IT certifications. Get started at chartercollege.edu/IT, where we work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In another news, it may not please everyone, but Chelan County commissioners have adopted a new blueprint for managing recreation in the Stemilt Basin and Squilchuck areas. The plans encompass over 17,000 acres in the areas near Mission Ridge and Squilchuck State Park. The document covers all aspects of recreational activities and how they are to be regulated. The most contentious issue raised during the planning process dealt with conflicts between snowmobilers and snowshoe and cross-country enthusiasts. Commissioner Doug England explained that the area's growth and increasing popularity as an outdoor sports mecca requires better management strategies.
When we talk about Chelan County being a great place to live and work and play, we're trying to do that on about 13% of the county that isn't really owned by government. And so as the population increases, there's more conflict between people. And so there needs to be more organization with that. It'd be nice to go back to the old days where there's so few people using it that there's not really a lot of conflict. But whether it's in neighborhoods or whether it's up in the Stemilt Basin, that's unfortunately kind of going to be a direction that we're going to have to go in a lot of cases, even though we'd rather not.
Commissioners stress that the plan will only apply to those lands that are under county control. The other landowners, including DNR, Fish and Wildlife, and U.S. Forest Service, will use the document as a guideline for managing recreation on property that they manage. State School Superintendent Chris Reichdahl will visit Lewis and Clark Elementary in Wenatchee on Tuesday to observe the school's dual language program. Reichdahl, who will be at the school from 8 a.m. to noon, was invited by Principal Alfonso Lopez, who serves on a state dual language committee and was the state's 2018-2019 State Principal of the Year. Thanks to the Spanish they learn at the elementary school, Lewis and Clark students can take upper-level Spanish classes when they're freshmen in high school. Well, work will begin Monday on repairing about 650 feet of stormwater pipe on South Wenatchee Avenue that's caused 2 sinkholes. J&K Earthworks of Rock Island was awarded a $207,000 contract from Chelan County to replace the pipe. The work, which will be done in 2 phases, is expected to take about 20 days. The first phase will be in the area of the biggest sinkhole from Squilchuck Creek north to Boudry Street. That stretch of road has been fenced off since early July when the sinkhole appeared. The second phase is expected to begin on November 4th, and a detour will be in place around that work. The county had earlier received a state grant to replace the stormwater pipe in 2021, but had to go ahead with the work ahead of receiving the grant money after those sinkholes appeared. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Looking for something spooky this Halloween? Well, the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is back again this year with the Haunted Museum. In tonight's feature story, we sent NCWLIFE producer Caitlin Heddersheet to the basement of the museum to catch up with the producers of the scary venture.
It seems the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center has a scary situation on its hands.
It appears to us that maybe some type of a spacecraft has possibly crashed into the museum, and maybe some of the beings that inhabited it are now in the museum, and they might be contagious with something. I'm not quite sure, but we're trying to contain it, and hopefully when the people come through, they'll be able to make it out alive.
Bill Brown is one of the producers of the Haunted Museum, along with Jeff Blackburn and Kylie Boggs. Brown says haunts have been a passion of his for many years.
Always loved Halloween. Halloween is my best holiday. Started out doing haunts at my own home and scaring the neighborhood kids off the lawn. And then worked my way up and worked at Knott's Berry Farm, their haunted farm that they do down in California, and I did that for about 10 years. And came up here and went through withdrawals because there was nothing going on haunt-wise, and then kind of came across a group that was doing a haunt, and it's morphed into this. The museum contacted us earlier this year, around May or so, and said they want to do a haunt again. They did one last year.
With more than 60 volunteers working to get the haunt set up and help with scaring, Bill says they all have a deep passion for bringing the people what they want this Halloween.
Halloween is an $8 to $9 billion a year enterprise. Halloween is the second largest holiday that is celebrated. And the number one reason that people give for wanting to go through a haunt or haunted maze or a haunted house is because they want that scare, they want that rush of adrenaline, but they want to know they're going to be safe. So, and I like doing that. I like bringing that scare to people.
All of the proceeds of the haunt will benefit the museum and the programming it brings to the Wenatchee Valley. And without these local sponsors, there'd be no spook. While the event is open to anyone in the community, the museum says, while you know your kids best, they recommend you leave those little ones at home.
We are recommending no children under 13. It is scary. That's our plan. That's our drive, is to try and scare you. So it's going to be scary. We're going to have some Hollywood-style special effects, and we've got some good people that are working this that know how to get into your head.
Out of that creepy museum basement, Ashley Sinner, the public relations and outreach coordinator with the museum, gives us a rundown of when you can come through the haunt and how to get those tickets.
We are opening the Haunted Museum here on Friday night at 6 o'clock. We run Friday and Saturday this week, the 18th and 19th, starting at 6 p.m. And we are doing it again next week on the Friday and Saturday, the 25th and 26th. And then we are back the week of Halloween for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, the 29th, 30th, and 31st. So the proceeds benefit the museum. You can get your tickets for $12 in pre-sale, either at the museum at WenatcheeValleyMuseum.org or by calling us at 888-6240. Or at the door, we will sell tickets starting at 6 p.m., but the price will go up to $15.
Caitlin Heddersheet, NCWLIFE News.
There's something behind me?
There is something behind you, and I'm terrified it's going to grab me.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and today still below normal, and that has been pretty much our MO for the last 2 or 3 weeks. 56 unofficially today, 60 is our normal high temperature, 43 is where we started the day, 40 is our normal low. Record high on this date set in 1974 where it was 72 beautiful degrees. Record cold in 1982 at 26 degrees. 1/100th of an inch of moisture over the past 24 hours. We're now at 6.04 for the year. Sunrise 7:24, and the sun will set tonight at 6:08. Let's take a peek at how your Saturday weather is going to shape up, and not a lot different than today, folks. In fact, we've had a pretty persistence of forecast, which means temperatures about the same for at least 2 or 3 days, and we're going to see that tomorrow. Moses Lake 55, Ephrata 54, 52 in Wenatchee, 50 for Leavenworth, 51 in Chelan, and 51 as well up in Okanagan County for you folks in Omak. Taking a look at the surface loop, and there's a lot to show you, folks. Tonight, rain is likely. We have about a 70% chance of rain, light west winds. Once again, a big west flow moving into Washington State. Some snow flurries back in the Rockies. Also, the northern Cascades could see just a dusting of snow overnight tonight. For Saturday, expect a wet start today. We're going to see rain overnight and then some windy conditions as well in the afternoon. Most of that, though, will be to our south in Oregon, where it will be very windy. For us, about 10 to 15 miles an hour for Saturday. As we move into the end of the weekend on Sunday, mostly cloudy, cool, a 40% chance for showers, still in a little bit of a trough here in Washington State, but it will be wet all over the Pacific Northwest as we get into Sunday. Monday, mostly cloudy, but this is a warm front that'll slide through Washington State, and that will actually warm our temperatures up, but we'll still have about a 50% chance for rain showers on Monday. Same goes for Tuesday. We will see that warm front bring us nice mild temperatures, just isolated showers for Tuesday, and that's mainly from that little area of low pressure. But notice the yellow and light green colors. Those are 50s and 60s for high temperatures, so it should be a beautiful one on Tuesday, and that means a nice midweek Wednesday as well, with mostly sunny skies, dry conditions, and mild, with once again high temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s. Let's take a look at that quick Lube and Tune 7-day forecast now. 55, the high today, we just about made it. 52 tomorrow. tomorrow. Remember, a 70% chance of rain, 52 on Sunday as well. So a cool, wet weekend, 56 on Monday, just a few showers Tuesday, and then warmer with mostly sunny skies by midweek next week. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales.
Where you can expect a hassle-free car buying experience. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Some jobs are a calling. They take passion and a devotion to the community. They're here for your kids, guiding the next generation of leaders. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local teachers. Every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select teacher organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Teachers Affinity debit card.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Friday to you. Houston is one win away from the World Series after an 8-3 win in Game 4 of the ALCS in New York last night. Yankees committed 4 errors on a chilly night in the Bronx. That also saw CC Sabathia possibly throw his final pitch of his career. New York scored first on a bases-loaded walk in the first by Brett Gardner, but Houston's George Springer countered with a 3-run home run off Yankee starter Masahiro Tanaka in the third. Alex Correa's 3-run shot in the sixth was the backbreaker for the Astros, who look to earn its 3rd World Series in club history. Game 5 today, underway right now. New York, former Mariner James Paxton on the mound for New York. He's going up against Houston ace Justin Verlander. Let's open up the Les Schwab scoreboard from last night. First of all, it was girls soccer. Cascade scored 20. That's right, 20 goals in its win over Omak last night. Kashmir got by Okanagan 1-0. Sela shut out Quincy 9-0. And Bridgeport got by Manson 2-0. Another classic in volleyball last night between Wenatchee and Eastmont at Eastmont High School. The contest went 5 games. Panthers coming out on top 3-2. Scores 25-15 Wenatchee, 25-22 Eastmont. The Cats 25-18, then 25-17 Wenatchee. Went to a fifth of deciding game. Panthers won at 15-7. Win puts Wenatchee firmly in second place of the Big Nine at 8-1. Eastmont still in third at 5-4. Also last night, Okanagan beat Kashmir in 3 games. Freda edged Quincy in 5 games, 3-2. And Waterville Mansfield took care of Soap Lake 25-21, 10-11. Eastmont celebrated its seniors yesterday with a 104-82 win against Moses Lake at the Wenatchee Swimming Pool. Scores in a couple of CWAC cross-country meets yesterday. Wapato boys and girls defended their home course, while the Ephrata girls were victorious in Tigertown. Prosser won the boys' meet. Big Nine game of the week this week has undefeated Eastmont traveling to Sunnyside to take on the 4-2 Grizzlies. Wildcats trying to win its 2nd consecutive Big Nine title in 3 games remaining after tonight, but Eastmont coach Michael Don says his team can't afford to look ahead or be distracted by all that can happen during a road game in unfriendly territory.
Nope, just take care of us. We don't really worry about what everybody else is doing. As much as everybody says they do, we really don't. We won't talk about it. We talk a little bit about what they do well, and we focus on what they do, but haven't talked about the environment, anything like that down there. It's just getting ready to play a football game. That means something. We try not to talk the most we can about what's coming up in the future. Our kids know that we've got Sunnyside ahead, and everything after that comes when it comes, and there's no sense in looking forward. There's no sense in looking at the end product. It's just, you got to take care of each week to even get to the end product. And, I think we had 1 week where we slipped up on that, where we were kind of looking ahead, and we looked past the team that wasn't bad, had a good, bad record. And kids look at record sometimes, and I think they learned from that mistake, and I think we're ready to go.
Sunnyside is a sophomore quarterback who's passed for over 1,500 yards so far this season. Eastmont senior cornerback Oscar Calvillo says their focus will be to try to pressure him.
He looks not too bad. I don't know if he can handle the pressure well, and that's what our D-line does very well. We get that pressure in.
How big is that for you guys back there in the backfield to know that you got all those guys working up front, and that front seven is just...
It's nice because, you'll be guarding a receiver, and all of a sudden the quarterback goes down, and you're like, oh, okay, that's nice.
How do you know that? Because usually you've got your back turned to the play, right?
Yeah.
So how do you know?
I just start hearing the crowd cheering, and then I usually hear Chado or Max start yelling, yeah! So.
Eastmont at Sunnyside tonight at 7 o'clock. Here on the NCWLIFE channel, we'll be at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl for Friday Night Lights. Wenatchee Panthers host the Davis Pirates. Panther offensive line coach Dave Jagla says, doesn't matter who they're playing, they need to be ready.
Davis wants to beat us, plain and simple. Every team we play, every week, they want to beat us. And me, I'm paranoid. So, we're never...
All coaches are paranoid, by the way.
Yeah, we're never fully prepared, I feel. I work my butt off to make sure the kids are ready to go. And, we're learning. We're still learning. I still got a young O-line, so they're getting better.
Well, getting some help back on that offensive line, too, with Riley back in the lineup. I know that's got to make you and everybody else pretty happy.
Oh, yeah. We get a D1 tight end back who does everything right. He's special, and it's nice to have him healthy. I was more concerned about him just being healthy, but he's back, and life is good right now.
Riley Kuhn's back after missing 3 weeks with a knee injury. He says he knows the Pirates will be up for the challenge tonight.
Davis, they have a new head coach, so they're coming in hot. They're playing really well this year. You go into every game thinking you're going to win, knowing you're going to win. That has to be your mindset. But what we're thinking is we're just coming, we're going to execute, play our game, really just kind of dial up what we're known for doing, and just play hard, play fast, and then get ready for Sunnyside next week. It's going to be a huge game for us. So this week, really, our focus is just get better at what we're doing, and then really just kind of tighten down the hatches and get ready for the last 3 weeks, which is going to be just a slugfest.
Pregame tonight, 6:45 right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Also a Big 9 play. Moses Lake entertains West Valley with a mini cheer night as well as punt, pass, and kick night out in the basin. Caribou Trail League, Cascade hosts Chelan. Cashmere celebrates homecoming with Okanagan in town, and Omak has a non-league game against Reardon. In the Central Washington Athletic Conference, Ephrata celebrates homecoming and senior night against Sela. Quincy has its senior night tonight against East Valley of Yakima. Game of the night in the CWAC, probably Ellensburg at Othello. And it got a jump start on the weekend in Central B League play last night with a 68-0 shutout of Pateras. Coming up today, Waterville Mansfield hosting an early kickoff against Odessa. Brewster, Lake Roosevelt, Manson, ACH, Liberty Bell all playing at 7 o'clock tonight. College football this weekend. Great game on the Montlake Cut tomorrow. Number 25 Washington hosts number 12 Oregon. That's 12:30 on ABC. 1:05 in the afternoon. Central Washington and Monmouth to face Western Oregon. Washington State's at home at Martin Stadium tomorrow at 4, hosting Colorado on ESPNU. Seahawks home this weekend for the final game against the AFC North. 4-2 Baltimore Ravens come to town to take on the Seahawks, who are 5-1. Kickoff Sunday at CenturyLink at 1:25. You can watch it on Fox. Wenatchee Wild facing Island Division teams over the weekend of BCHL play. Wenatchee's in Alberti Valley tonight for a game against the Bulldogs at 7. Puck drops tomorrow at 6 in Cowichan Valley. Then on Sunday, it is a 2 o'clock start time for Victoria and your Wenatchee Wild. Girls soccer schedule for the weekend. Ephrata plays at Othello tomorrow at noon. We'll have Eastmont and Wenatchee Wenatchee at Wildcat Stadium starting live at 1 o'clock. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen with your play-by-play. Moses Lake on the road at Eisenhower at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Wenatchee hosts 13 other schools tomorrow for its annual volleyball invitational. Gets underway at 8 o'clock in the morning. Waterville Mansfield girls will be at Lake Roosevelt at 12:30. Wenatchee's pool very busy today for the 11 dive meet with Davis, Eastmont, Ike, Hanford, Kamaikan, Moses Lake, Richland, and Southridge all in town for that. Whew, that's sports. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a great weekend. Grant, back to you.
Eric, thank you very much. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend.
Hey
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.